What's going on, everybody? Listen, I'm back again. And as you know, I don't know why is it that I have gotten so interested in just putting my opinion on these news that has been coming out in our Jamaican Star newspaper and also in the Gleaner. But I read them and I have an opinion, so I'm going to comment on it. Right? But before we do that, let's get right into the video. Well, we're not get right into the video yet. I have to remember to tell you guys, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And reach out, tell a friend for tell a friend, just to tell a friend. Thank you guys. Let's get into the video now. So, guys, I saw this, or I read this just a couple days ago in our renowned Star newspaper, Jamaican Star, right? Baby Youngster follows that path. First, I want to say to all my colleagues, to all adolescents, to all millennials, to all persons my age, stop using your parents' failure to blame your failures. At some point, you need to realize that you have to start. Jamaicans have a saying to say, our the parents normally say, listen, I make the table gear so you have to spread it. Which means I give you a foundation and you need now to move from the foundation and build up the building or rise up the building. Right? For persons who did not get a foundation, listen, it is not too late to start, or it's not going to be difficult to try to build your own foundation and then raise that building from the bottom up, because you might be more grateful than a person who actually got a foundation and had to add the foundation and had to raise it up. Right? For persons who do not know to start the foundation, there's always mentors out there while you're scrolling on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. There's always people's stories that you can read that came from the bottom and now they're at the top. You're not getting old. You're never too old to learn. While I was in college, a person's good evening. While I was in college, persons who I was 23, 24, and there were persons in my class who were 40 and 50. And let me tell you, a lot of them were doing better than I was with my young brain. So it's never too late to start. And to my fellow parents who feels like just birthing us is all that we needed, listen, you need to do better. But anyways, I'm commenting on this story that I saw in the Gleaner. Big up to the star, the star. Big up to the person who wrote this story. So the title is, as you would see here, Baby Youngster follows path, daddy's path. So boys as young as 8 years old are reportedly joining criminal gangs that are consistently recruiting youngsters to do its biddings. According to social scientist Dr. Herbert Gale, the young men are involved in hiding guns and playing the role of a spotter. It is generally where gang violence starts, where gang membership starts. A lot of people don't know. I have met a number of 8-year-olds who said them, and it went into patois, who said them want to be like the youth there, or they want to be like somebody who is already in gang violence, right? Or want to be a part of them group there, which means some gangster about that group there, nobody can really trouble the people in that group there, and them probably a drive nice car and all of that. So me want to be like them. So persons might be boxed up in such a box they don't know what's outside of that box, right? The researcher who lectures anthropology, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, at the University of the West Indies, Mona, was reacting to a revelation from the police in St. Catherine North Police Division that a boy 16 who was arrested one of those weeks is believed to be a leader of a bed bug gang. And then listen the name of the gang, you know. He said that he was not surprised by the allegations, sorry for the pronunciation, from the police. In terms of gang leaders, the youngsters I have seen is 13, and as it relates to gang members, it's 8. Gail said. So them go as far as from 13 down to 8 years old. And I am not a mother. I'm an aunt. I'm a godmother. And the saying that says, teach a child. I saw the saying there. Train a child in the way that you want him to grow, and then you will acknowledge that further on. Meaning that despite the child I go probably stray in a couple of years, or when them get older, they will always remember that mommy or daddy said to them, listen, don't put your hand in that fire because it gonna burn you. Despite they put them on the fire and it burn them, at some point they will learn the lesson because they remember or is reminded constantly about what their parents taught them. Right? So my thing is, this 8-year-old grew up around gang violence. Daddy is his biggest motivation. Daddy came home and said, listen, the man around the road diss me. Daddy came home and said, listen, if you're not this somebody or shoot somebody or whatever somebody, then them not gonna listen. So he basically grew up in an environment where this was all that he saw. There was nobody there to teach him how to be different. And different in such a way that nobody taught him that, listen, there's a legal and a legal way to go about things. Nobody taught him how to do something different. That's just basically what I'm saying. So the man grew up and daddy is always there. Him say daddy had do this and daddy is his role model. What else do you want him to do? Daddy is the head of the household. Daddy are the one who check charge. Daddy is the one who everybody when them come in at the community come check daddy. And you might never know daddy is the one who probably send couple youths to school. Daddy is probably the one who makes sure say couple girls never get raped. Daddy is the one who makes sure say the big man them don't look the little pit them in the community. You may never know. And that's just my thought. But this is what he grew up to know. Right? We can say that he need counseling. And persons who are psychologists may know how to do so. But he grew up in an environment where this is what he saw. Right? Good and bad. Right? You have persons who grew up in perfect environment, or what we classify as perfect environment, and still ending up doing or straying to a part that their parents never want them to go, and end up in wrong events, wrong situation, and all of that. Bear in mind, persons can be at the wrong place at the wrong time, right? Persons can be around, their friends can be not the good company for them, because as they say, show me your friends and I tell you who you are. But it can be peer pressure also. So I might not want to be amongst or be within these friends, but however, because mommy or daddy might they have me captive in a such a way, not wanting me to experience life, then it can be a thing where I need to just go out there, have adventure. But if you grow up in an environment and you know nothing else, especially from you small, because they usually say at the age of 8, between the age of, and persons who study kids and know things like that can tell me, by the age of 8, anything that you teach your child, they will never forget it. And we're talking about the 8-year-old right now. If he only learns to do such and such, that's what he's going to do. However, let me talk about the persons who now have to create that foundation for themselves. Do it. Because you have to understand that you don't want your kids to come up and go through the same thing as you did. You don't want to spoil anybody. But the mere fact that you had to worry about basic stuff, try to build so that your kids don't, or your child don't have to worry about those basic stuff. I'm trying to remember something. Yes. And for persons who blames their parents for their outcome, it's never too late to forgive and to forget and get your life together. And for persons who take bad characteristics and traits from their parents, it's time to brush it off and move on. Because if that never worked for mommy or daddy, it might not work for you. So that lazy attitude, that not wanting to do this, it never worked for the parents. It not work for you. It push you through struggles, so you no need to go through, do all of that so your kids can go through struggles. But long story short is that you have to, they say it takes a village to raise a child. And if it is that this 8-year-old was in a village that everybody was a gang leader, then that's how he's going to grow, right? He's going to take that one person there, when him there probably school or somewhere, for him see and say, no man, life can be different. Or I can use the road that I'm on to make a change. But it going to take that one person. God going to push that one person in him life for him choose a different part. Because them always say, if you live by the gun, you might die by the gun. And we don't want that to be aspect of it. Right? So we know nowadays nobody now believe in the village raising the child. But if you can tell a child wanting to change the part that is going on, that you would know that is going to be a bad part, then say something. Stop being that parent or them people in the communities where say the child do something wrong and not say a thing about it. And bear in mind, you will say it to the parent, and the parent curse you. Because that's what they're doing now. You're judging my kid. Don't judge my kid. Don't have a say on my child. But you can probably say something to the child. Child come home and reminisce like, what she said made sense. Or you could be the person that you think that child needs to just see and realize that life can be different. But that's my few words. And I don't want this video to be long. Guys, remember to comment and subscribe and like my videos. And I'm going to give, I had a shout out, I had a shout out, but I don't remember then. Ooh, I have a shout out. Yes, I have a shout out. So the first shout out goes out to Unique Girl Shania. That's her page. She's a small YouTuber, so you can go over to subscribe to her channel. Also to Everything Zoe, she can go over just to give her some subscriptions and just for motivation and stuff, so she can put up her first video. Big up Carla D Price, she's getting there, guys. Again, Carla D Price, go over, subscribe. DDW Durant, small YouTubers, go over and subscribe. Big up everybody who has been subscribing to my channel and watching my video. Thanks again for that. Before I go again, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.